In order to keep the programming processes in these videos in some type of a logical order and being able to follow along with each other, I decided that we were going to download and use the Microsoft Visual Studio Code. You can get there by just typing in the URL that I have up here at the top. It's code.visualstudio.com, or you can Google Visual Studio Code. Either way, you'll find the Microsoft website. So this editor gives us a GUI application that we can play around with for actually writing our code and keeping track of everything. It also gives us a few additional features when you're working with Python code to help keep up with where everything is lined up and organized. So to download it, you're going to go to the website. Here, it'll automatically detect the operating system if you're using your Raspberry Pi, or if you're, in this case, I'm on a Mac, or if you're on a Windows computer. If it didn't select the proper one, you can click the down arrow here and actually choose it from here. And then you just click on the link and it'll go out and bring you to this page, pop up and tell you to save the file. So you're going to save the file to your hard drive. And then once you do that, then you'll just open up and run that particular application. So you'll go in and run the Visual Studio application, and all it does is unpack. It's a pretty small program, and it gives you a pretty good visual environment to work in while you're doing the programming. Now, eventually, when you move into other programming languages, you can still use this editor. I personally use the VI editor at the command prompt. I don't use GUI editors primarily because it kind of gets you in the mode of being able to log into another computer and write code and do things without having to physically sit down in front of a monitor and do everything with a GUI. So eventually we'll get into the VI editor and learning how to use the VI editor. You can also turn on a VI stack in the Visual Studio Code that'll actually let you use the same keystrokes and everything that you use in VI. You'll be able to actually do that stuff inside of Visual Studio. So if you want to use a GUI, you can do that. If you want to do it at the command prompt like I do most of the time, you can also do that. But for right now, we're going to standardize on Visual Studio Code, and that's all there is to downloading it and getting it up and running.